What's up, everybody? I'm Scruff Dog, and welcome to the fill-in stream for Big Clive. If you haven't checked the channel in a minute, I did pick up some additional audio equipment. Hi, let me fix the view, shall we? Boink. Welcome. Welcome to the stream, everybody. So, how are we all doing today? It is a decent Saturday outside. Looks like we got a bunch of people showing up. That's always nice. The early crew was here. Joe Russ, Franco Walker, Phil in the kitchen, Gas Master. Liz Edwards was here way earlier. She will probably be stopping in if she's not here yet. And welcome everybody else. Mr. AK, hello. Herbert Trouser Fancy, good evening. Welcome Katrina Bryce. Zem is here. Zap Sparky, hello. Graham Shaw is here. Zebo the Fat. Rifleman, welcome. Top End Spoonie. Kurt, hello. Coach Seagal is on site. Welcome to the stream. There's Mark Gray. Looks like we got some people popping in. That's cool. And again, welcome. You're up there. I keep looking at chat, but I got you up there. Don't worry. It's all good. Let me know if there's any audio issues. I know there was echo at the very beginning. That's just... Whoop. I'm still getting used to this microphone being right here. But let's start off with a toast. Oh, yeah, okay. Let's start off with a toast. I got, like, if it's just your first time watching, I don't drink alcohol. I use cannabis, so when I do my toast, I either have a vape or coffee. So I have my coffee, because I need to stay awake. So cheers to all of you. Cheers to everyone watching. Cheers to all the Clive fans. Cheers to Clive himself, and there's a toast to good people doing good things, bad people not doing bad things, and everybody being groovy. Cheers. What's up, Electron Box? Bonk. Yeah, I haven't moved the mic stand yet. It's still attached to the plywood desk. So you will get the occasional bong. All right, now that we're past that, so what we will be doing today, the live warning. If you're just joining the stream, make sure you click the live button if you want to be up to date with us, or stay behind and catch up when ready. If you're only a little bit behind, you can go to your little gear thing and click like times 1.5. Like, you'd be surprised at how easily your brain gets used to watching YouTube videos faster. Sometimes I'll do that and you can catch up, and then when you get caught up, switch it back to normal speed. But today, after our first Virtua-woofle, we'll be attempting to tear this down. I don't know how difficult it will be to get into. It looks like it's probably just a spudge, but I haven't pre-gamed it at all, and hopefully we won't destroy it. Because this is the one I keep in my fridge. If we got to get another one, we got to get another one. That's fine. It switches back to 1x on its own. Is that a newer thing? I was doing a Clive stream. This was many months ago. And actually, it was on the Fire TV. It was on a Fire Stick. I wonder if that was a problem. But it would sit there, and I caught up. And then, like, suddenly the stream would, like, pause for a second, and then it would go 1.5, and then it would, like, slow down, and then it would go 1.5, like it was surging. I thought that was kind of weird. But that's Amazon, and getting the fact that they finally put YouTube on the Fire Stick is freaking amazing anyway. What is the snake's name? That is Orihime. She is a approximately 6 foot long corn snake who is 16 years old. Do I have a desk cam? Well, I mean, I have this cam. I have this cam. And then I have the woofle cam, which will also be the, I'll just turn this down for the teardown video. Where are we at? Main fronts. Orihime. Orihime. It's from a Bleach anime. Yeah, I've been a little behind on my cannabis today because I've been working on a lot of shit all at once. And then I kind of fell behind getting ready, but everything has come together just fine. So, what is going on with everyone's weekend? This cam stream. Oh, yeah. With the new mic, I also got a new mixer, so I can do stuff like...
I'm Pickle Rick!
I'm assuming that went out. And just in case anybody missed from a couple weeks ago, hey, what's up, Liz Edward? Welcome. But in case anyone misses hearing the cats or the cat water fountain, I actually took a couple of old wired lapel mics and put them on the second channel of this little mixer I got. I know I haven't farted into it yet. So we still have the cat microphone. Those are outside of the office room. I'm assuming you can hear that. Yeah, it looks like it's going through. Nice. All right. And yes, Liz, we will have woofles at 4:30. Virtua-woofles, I guess I should specify. I figure for ease of just doing it and, you know, not trying to bite off hard or anything like that, I figure I'll stick to the Virtua-woofles with this camera. And Clive can do the regular woofles, and I'll still do maybe occasional standard woofle, but I'll go, I'll probably stick mostly to the Virtua-woofles for now. I gotta turn that fan off before too long. Oh, and I figured out the question that someone asked me a couple weeks ago that I forgot to answer. It was either, I feel like it was either Graham Shaw or Grant Rennie that asked how they feel remote ID is going to affect me and if it's going to affect me as far as flying drones goes. And fairly significantly, it turns out, because the Mavic Air 2, which is what Mavis, my drone, is, does not natively have remote ID built into it. And DJI is still working on a way to make that work. They just combine the signal and do what they need to do, and they use the phone as the signal generator. I guess like the signal source as opposed to the drone, and they sort it out that way. Well, the problem here is since the Mavic Air 2 doesn't have that built in yet, and DJI doesn't have an update for it yet, they don't think they're going to have it till possibly December or January. That means that once September 16th hits, I either have to fly illegally or I have to spend, I don't know if there's any cheaper ones, but I did a quick search, and to get an aftermarket transponder was like $300. I mean, like at that point, I might as well spend $350 and just get a Mavic 3 Mini, which is basically the same as my drone, maybe even better because it has a better transmission signal on it. So come September 16th, I'm not going to be able to do any drone live streams because I'm not going to spend as much money for a drone just to keep that drone flying. I'll wait for the software update. So, and the shit's that expensive just because they know, especially if you're commercial, you're going to spend the money to keep the drone in the air. But that just fucks the rest of us who just want to fly around and have a good time. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, So this Thursday, I'm going to be doing a drone stream from Amazon, the site where I work at. Like I'll go out, just outside of it, and we'll fly from there. It's right where I flew a few months ago, like in the industrial park. Basically, right there. We'll see if we can get to not the Bay Bridge, but the Key Bridge. See the Key Bridge and Fort Carroll. We might be able to reach Fort Carroll and look around a little bit there, depending on how far out it is. But we'll do a drone stream on Thursday. So if you've never flown a drone or seen what a drone can see, like when I do the live streams, you actually just see what the drone sees, which is what I get to see on my tiny phone screen. You get to see it on your TV. So it's funny. It's one of those rare occasions where the viewer has a much better view than the actual person doing the stream. Ramshall says, I will continue and fly illegally. I never fly over 120 feet, so screw them. Yeah, no, I get that. My issue is that I don't even know if what DJI will put in it to verify I have something on there or not. So it'll be interesting. I mean, like, technically I could still fly inside, but I'm not gonna, like, fly around the house. That's a little much. Oh, that notification. I just got a notification for my stream. That's a little late. Maybe we'll get a couple more people showing up. Do not disturb. Yeah, line of sight, right? The FAA is slowly coming around to the fact that some drones' line of sight restrictions are ridiculous. I think we can thank DJI for that, because anybody with a fucking DJI or a decent all-tail drone they're just going to fly where they want to fly. I mean, if it wasn't going to happen, they wouldn't allow the things to fly 4 or 5 miles away. Like, come on. Joe Russ says I need VR goggles for him. I do have a set of those goggles. They're like really cheap ones. And actually, they're so weird it actually physically cuts off the bottom of the screen a little bit. But I may try flying around with them a little bit. And coming up soon, I may get like a little tiny go, like one of those, like one of the little dudes you can like fly around the house that have so many guards on them. You can just bounce them off the walls and, they do all right. Obviously my main obstacle in here is 4 cats that like to eat everything. So we'll see how that goes. But I do want to get little tiny FPV drone and like fly it around the house and learn how to do FPV stuff pretty soon. What's up, Jack? Attack? What time is it? It's 4:18. All right. So, Christian, welcome, says, my toy drone will never make it all the way to Kevin's house. Mine might. I've flown it about 6 miles. And then only reason I turned around was because the battery was at 45%. There's Tiny Mama. You just heard her meowing. We'll see how that goes. It shouldn't be as bad as it was the other week with Lee giving us a 2-hour background check. This microphone's pretty good, although I am considering getting, besides this pop filter, I am considering getting like one of those ones that goes over top of it just to help knock out some of the background kitty cat noises. Because none of the cat meowing will trigger the microphone, but if I'm speaking, it still picks up. Almost 420. Yes, it is. Oh, now it is 420. So I'm going to go ahead and light this fucking joint I got here. I should finish this up just in about time for a woofle. Smoke them if you got them, folks. Whew. Get a chalk mount to kill mic stand and desk noise too. Luxotech. A chalk mount. I see you deleted that. I guess we'll see if you have an update. Shock mount. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I am. I do need to, like, this is This is a really good spot to mount this, but I do need to either find a different place to mount it or a different way to mount it to the table. What I like about this now, and I'll show you. I'll turn the microphone down so I don't blow your fucking ears out. But right now, with the setup, when I'm done, like, you know, doing the stream or whatever, and like I said, I'll turn it down first. This is what I do. So that works out pretty good because it's just the tiniest little corner of that monitor that it kind of clips off just in the way. But yeah, there was no sound when I flipped it up. Just because you don't want like it's loud and springy and noisy. But yeah, it's a really great spot for it. But yeah, you do anything on the desk and it just comes through the mic. I mean, it's not horrible, but it is kind of annoying. Megavoltmeister likes the desk noise. I mean, I don't mind it, but I feel like it's kind of distracting, especially if I'm not paying attention. I really whap that thing. I don't want to blow out anybody's eardrums. Hey, there's a mouse. What's up, mouse in the house? Pardon. Makes it more real. Yeah, I get that. I get that. That's cool. Christian Harold asks, can I build a mega drone that could drop a snake from the sky or a swarm of snake dispensing drones? I'm sure I could, but I really wouldn't want to drop a snake from the sky because I like snakes. And there wouldn't be much of a favorable outcome of a snake falling from the sky. Hell, Mavis could probably carry the snake behind me, but not that we're going to find out. Clamp on the ledge. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of hangover up here. It's only, 15 millimeters, just under 3/4 of an inch. And the clamp doesn't sit right to clamp like into this 2x4 here. It doesn't turn right. So I got to figure out something. Or I'm going to have to just get some, I've considered also the glass behind it, like maybe suction cupping it to that, but then I'd have to worry about hitting the wall. And then if the cats start hopping on the wall, maybe you'd hear it. So I got to come up with either a better shock system for it or just deal with it, I guess. No, I don't mean you, I mean me. Because there's no way to really filter that out. Yeah, I could get a ceiling mic like a wrestler. Ladies and gentle people. Use a drill to wall side mount. To be honest, you could just have got a broadcast grade headset or use a smaller gooseneck small. I was considering getting one that like sat on the table. Oh, here, let me switch back. I was considering getting one that kind of sat on the table, but I feel like it's just another thing I got to set somewhere when I'm done with it. And I'm trying to keep things as uncluttered as possible now that I have way too much room for my needs in this house. Just trying to keep things a little uncluttered, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. But we'll see what we can do. Hey, Mouse, I think you got a possible secret admirer there. Megavoltmeister says, my dog uses his whole body when he barks. I've seen some that really do get into the bark. Bracket on the cider edge near its current height. Yeah, I might be able to stick something off the wall and then basically turn the clamp 90 degrees and clip it in there. I have I just haven't had a lot of time to look into it yet. But as I finish things up and I have more time to improve how it works, we'll go from there. But yeah, we can move on from that. Well, that's okay. Mouse asked Megavolt does he poop at the same time? I'm taking he means while he barks with his entire body. And apparently his butthole does bulge. So that's good. Graham Shaw says, I wish there was a way to place YouTube live chat on a separate display. Then I'd get another display and mount it in portrait. You should be able to pop out, click the pop out chat thing on the little button, and like on YouTube, it's usually the upper right. Like the window in front of me is just chat. That's the popped out chat, if that's what you mean. That's why I have the, let me switch real quick. That's why I have this monitor here. Because normally this chat would be over here. And like my video game or whatever I was doing would be here. Because this is a popped out of this window. And then, yeah, you can put it on any display after that. Where's the slide? Oh, and I finally got my speaker system hooked up. My new, my Logitechs. Still, I keep forgetting that, like, I have to go through and keep setting things to surround sounds. Because every time I turn something on, it sounds like crap. And I'm like, oh, right, I gotta fix that. But so far, it's pretty nice. Pretty clear. Sounds good, especially in this tiny room. Right now, there's acoustic tiles laying all over the floor, slowly fluffing out. I bought a pack of 24, like 1 foot by 1 foot by 1 foot by 2 inch thick foam tiles, and they came in a package about 3 inches thick, like super compressed. So they're slowly unfluffing or uncompressing. And I have carpet tape on the way, which actually should be here soon. And then I'm going to put them in a top row around the ceiling and a couple above me because they're also fire resistant. So I don't have to worry about woofles burning or melting them. Actually, I don't know. I got to figure that out because I don't want the foam to get in the way of the Virtua-woofle rings. There may be a point where I need to grab a package from Amazon so it doesn't get stolen. That happens around here sometimes. Graham Shaw just figured out you could pop out chat. It's now on his second display, landscape, but that will do for now. Awesome. Glad we could help. Whose package we grabbing? We're grabbing a package of carpet tape. It's 429. Hold on. It's almost woofle time. And we'll get some Virtua-woofles in. Oh, let me turn the fan off ahead of time. And stop it. All right. Virtua-woofle time. Today we are using the same purple, overly engineered with way too many scrapers and stuff woofler with watered down Dawn detergents. All right. Graham Shaw gets to watch in full screen. That's awesome. We have successfully, where are we at? Yeah. We have successfully helped someone, everyone. Congratulations. Here it comes. Woo. Woofle. I should get a paper towel in here for when it gets a little drippy. Future ones. Here we go. Woofy. Oh, we'll do one more. A little higher. Woofle. All right. Yeah, like seriously, I should absolutely get a paper towel in here or something. A couple paper towels for the little bit of overfill when the bubbles run over. How was that, everybody? Is that a good camera shot? No, it looks like everybody liked it. Good, good. Yes, paper towels for many reasons. You never know what's going to pop up in here. Lux, not going to be able to let it go unless I say something because it's bugging me, but that pop filter's not doing squat that close to the mic. 3 to 6 is all the studios I've worked at. Well, it's doing a little bit. Definitely not as much as it possibly could, but I have it that close because the little bit it does do is just enough for me to notice. And it gives me a better, it's easier for me to aim my face at this than it is the microphone itself. Plus, if I get too close, I'm not going to end up like almost eating the mic. So it's as much of a pop filter as it is a physical, a visual guide for myself. And I understand what you mean. Like, I absolutely get it. I know they're supposed to be farther away, but this is what works for me. And it does help a little bit, so I'm kind of going to go with that. And Christian is fighting with their autocorrects. Gramshaw, now I have to get another display so I can mount it vertically. I have just enough room on my desk. Well, there you go. Excellent. All right, so I guess we're getting ready to do the teardown then. Let me put this joint away. We're done with that. And we'll see if we can crack into this thing. Let me move this over here. Bring this over here. I'm going to move some stuff around here while we sort this out. I guess I can push that back there. I managed to miss the microphone. Nice. Move that over there. Slide that over there. Let's move the T up here. Because I'm focused on coffee anyway. Let's get some tools down here. I got my little toolkit thing. Coffee. Oh, wrong. Okay, my bad. Yeah, wrong person fighting autocorrect. My bad. It's great when the stream freezes in the middle of a woofle and you get a full frame, a freeze frame of the flame. Yeah, I kind of feel like some of that may just also be the camera being overwhelmed and freezing up. Who knows? I kind of looked at this earlier. The light situation wasn't probably as optimal as it should be. But we're going to go with it and see what happens here. Let me flip the, let me point that down. There we go. What's up, everybody? How you doing? Okay. Ba-dum. Now, the interesting thing on this, and another reason why I wanted to take this apart, Boogie View, was, let's see, which ones are it? It's these three here. They are open, but it really seems like sometimes I see the tiny, tiny, tiny spark coming out of a different hole. So I'm not sure if there's multiple electrodes in here or if it's just me being weird. No, you probably can't see my pants right now. I think you'd be all right. So, oh, it is nice that this charge with Type C. It does take a little while, but at least everything seems to be going over to Type C, so it's easier to find a charge port for it. It almost looks like there's a clip in here. Where is focus? Focus is low. Let me adjust focus on this camera. Woofle cam, properties, configure camera, camera control, focus. I want to focus it a little higher. Yeah, it's a little better. I'll leave that. I'll leave that over there in case I need to adjust it again. It kind of looks like there's a little clip here. I'm wondering which way it goes, if it is. Let's see. Because I don't know why they would have like a little, I mean, unless they really think you're going to want to, I mean, they really think you're going to want to like hang a keychain thing off of this. I keep it in screwed near. Let me lean forward a little more. Let me pull this forward. There we go. All right, and right there. And down. You could do a long exposure photograph on a high ISO in order to see the corona pattern, says Electron Box. I might try that. But I mean, either way, hopefully we can just get into this. Let's see if this is... I don't know if this is going to be glued or... I don't care if I break the case. I just don't want to break the device. You know what I mean? Come on, baby. Of course, I don't want to destroy the charge port either. Oh, okay. All right, all right. There's something. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah. Oh, there we go. All right, we're good, we're good. All right, and that's the show, everybody. Have a good night, and I'll see you. Okay, sorry. So it comes with an 18650. That's sweet, because if it ever stops doing what I need it to, I have so many goddamn 18650s, I could, like, power the world. It does have multiple elements. Son of a biscuit. Can we see that? Let's see, are these... Okay, no, that's not heat staked, so I should be able to pop that off. That's heat staked. This isn't. Can I get this off without breaking it? Yes, I think I can. Nice. So there's 3 electrodes. I didn't think I was fucking crazy. Here, hold on, let me get the focus. I don't have fancy focus. I got... Yeah, this camera doesn't even have zoom on it, which is weird. And focus... Wrong way. Oh, wow, it just can't focus that close. There we go. So it does have 3 electrodes on it. So I guess it's whichever electrode just happens to be firing off at that time. Or I guess well, I guess one of them probably will be the stronger one and will have the brightest corona. So that's probably the one I'm seeing, and I guess depending on which way the wind is blowing. Alright, good focus there. Alright, what else we got here? Oh, there's that's the main board and the battery. Oh, are you kidding? That is awesome. It looks like everything is modular and unplugs. Hold on. Let's see. Where's the kit? Let me fix focus a little bit here. Let me drop that down some. All right. Now, I'm not super caught up on, I'm still learning high voltage stuff myself, so I guess together we can explain this, because I may say something wrong, and if I do, by all means, fucking yell at me and tell me I said something wrong, because I'm not trying to... Come on, you little so-and-show. Alright. Sorry, I'm fighting the bits. Oh, yeah, don't drop that on the table. That's loud. So battery and FSQ. What do you think FSQ stands for? Oh, I guess that's the transformer. That's the big transformer right there for those. That is glued in, so we'll leave that. So and this is not fully discharged, but it's pretty discharged. Get back in the view here. Yeah, once I get done with this big room shuffle and stuff, like probably like fall time, if I'm doing streams at the bench with live teardowns like I occasionally do, we'll actually, you know, we'll be good to go again with the old setup. Come on, baby. Don't break. Come on. You know what? That's pretty sturdy. I don't want to break that. So let's see what we have. Let me zing the focus back up. We'll get as close as we can. And we have live circuits. I don't have a toothpick, but I have ESD pliers over here. Alright, isn't this ESD? Or non-conductive? Anybody recognize... is that backwards? Anybody recognize this baby? Oh, yeah. Fucking love that shit. Alright. There's some ding, 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 ding. Alright, so let's see what we got here. Focus is all the way up, so I'll get as close as I can, and I will aim it at the light. Where is a good focal point? Right there. Man, I am fucking blind. So we got Type-C port. That's running over to this chip, so that'll be the charge control chip, I'm sure. We got this little inductor here. Let's see. This is all surface. Is that an inductor? Yeah, that is an inductor, not a coil. And you see two leads coming off of it, so that must be the pump. They're using that to pump up the main coil down here. Guessing that's a little diode for the discharge. There's a little transistor right next to. Can you see? Yeah, you can kind of see that. How close can I get before focus gets stupid? Right about there. So you got that transistor right there next to the coil. Sure, that's what's being turned on and off. You got this tiny chip here. That's probably what's controlling that. What we got here? Sorry for posting. Oh, what? Danger, danger, high voltage. Okay. I don't know. Which one is that there, Mr. Mouse? Oh, he's off to the look. Oh, shoot. Sorry. Bang. Still getting used to this. All right. Looks like we got some support capacitors and resistors. It does, I'm guessing, so this is probably the charge chip. That is most likely the high voltage control chip. And I'm guessing this is the, probably a PIC or something for the timer in it. This has multiple modes for timing. And if I look at the switch, its outputs do go to this chip here. The Let's see what we got over here. Can't hear Scruff due to the singing in the other tab. Can Scruff make himself louder? I mean, I could. Let me move that over. All right. Where are we at? There we go. Eventually, I'll just have to get it better. Like, it ain't going to be for a while. So, I mean, we'll see where this whole streaming thing goes. But eventually, I am considering getting something other than a webcam. For streaming. Especially for, well, I mean, I have the microphone, or the microscope thing downstairs. Should have brought that up. I forgot to grab that camera. But yeah, so it looks like we got a charge controller here for the for the Type C. This button here is tied into this chip, so that would be the main controller, probably for the LEDs as well. Wherein the LEDs are where? Is that it there? It's a resistor. Oh, sorry. Let's see, resistor, where that screws. Oh, there we go. Blue, green, and red. If you can see, yeah, actually you can kind of see that. So there's red, R red, G green, and B for blue. For charging, charged. Well, the green is for charged, and for the green mode, blue is for blue mode, which is like long term. So this is a pretty standard setup. Looks like really any difference from most of your typical high voltage Ozone stuff is it just has the specific controller for its timer. This one does so like 30 seconds, every 30 seconds it does a 2-second pulse, or every 30 seconds it does a 10-second pulse, which is kind of a weird way to do it, but I guess that keeps it so you don't get ozone bombed when you open the fridge door. What am I taking to bits? Asked Raven Looney. This is a ozone generator from a refrigerator. And it does have 3 outputs. Spiky. And the wires are silicone. Let's see if I can read the rating on them, if there is one. Type, it almost looks like it says TY6. I don't know if that means anything. VW-1, maybe. But so quick review: charge chip, switch to main controller, diode, and inductor with transistor to pump it up for the output to the big coil, going out to the generator here, and an 18650, which does not look protected. Is that glued in? I think it's glued in. Yeah, it's got to be glued in, so I don't want to break the glue out on it. But that's not bad. That seems pretty typical for other ones we've seen on the on Clive's channel. So let's see if we can get it back together without breaking it. Fix focus down a little bit. All right, so let's see. I'll clip that in later. So that's gonna go on the floor. It's a good spot for it. Okay, and then you're gonna pick it up after you drop it on the floor. There's the screws. Are we anywhere in camera? We are in camera. Oh, it actually has little tiny dowels that stick up to help line up the PCB. That's nice. It doesn't rely solely on the screws for alignment. Seems like a good product. It does last it seems like it lasts a good long while. I usually pull it out of the refrigerator and charge it every 3 weeks on like standard green mode. It seems like on high octane mode, it's usually good for just over a week. I have a couple of them running through the house. Helps with cat smell and smoking cannabis smell. I only smoke, like, I pretty much limit myself to 2 joints a day, small joints. So it's usually not too bad in here. But the ozone generator does help with that with that smell as well. Let's get this in here without breaking it. Without breaking it, I said. Alright. Sweet. That got a little chewed up, but whatever. Oh, tuck the wires. Put the lotion in the basket. Woo! Shit. Let's see. So you can see, I don't know if it has enough juice in it. Oh, there's standard mode. Blue mode is long-term mode. And I doubt we might see something. Let's see. Oh, let me get the focus. This one's harder to see. It's doing stuff. Yeah. The other one I have is like a lot more obvious. Like it is, it's like it's a spark machine. Let me tell you. All right, so let's switch views. We got that going. Finally got that. That, I guess that was pretty much as I expected it to be. I hope the audio wasn't too bad, because I know I wasn't speaking quite right at the microphone. Put this stuff away. What's up, everybody? Mark Pitts. The wooden woofler is dead. The grain was breaking up. I will get a new blank and try again. What type of wood were you using, sir? Because I've got some maple and some beechwood. Oh, I'm sorry, some oak. Well, actually, I do have some maple. I have maple, oak, and beechwood. I actually got a nice chunk of oak. I want to make a wooden, like mallet style, big ass, thump your noggin kind of hammer out of for work. Because sometimes you got to beat the crap out of some surprisingly delicate metal that is on a forklift or similar device, and you're just like, why is this? So why? Oh, here's another question. Why is that moving? That's weird. So the woofle camera is just being a little odd. Let me get that re-aimed for the next woofle. Guess I'll have to fix the focus as well. Because the woofle focus is about 170 on the slider. Come on. Alright, woofle cam is back in woofle mode. What is up with chats? Oh, let me put this up here. 454 big block Chevrolet. Torque. Move my stuff back into place. Grab a vape. Oh, fix my chair. Fix the mic. Microphone. Bang on it a little bit, because, you know, that's what
we do around here. Oh yeah, the mixer does this kind of thing too.
Or this. It's kind of neat. So, anyway. Well, right, and some of you may have, who were hanging out earlier, scruff in orange. Is that not working? Hello, reverb. Hello? There it is. There's Scruff in space. Room. This is a room reverb. I don't know, all the reverbs kind of sound the same to me. So. Now they're pretty alright. The effects are cool. You can do a decent amount. You got 2 microphone inputs. It also has an instrument input, quarter-inch instrument input with separate gain and volume for that. A bunch of different monitors. It actually ties into the computer with Type-C. So it does. Oh, damn it. Sorry. So it does all the. So with one cable, you're getting in and out over the connection. Over one connection, so you can use it to monitor the PC. I can pipe the PC sound back into the microphone stream and all kinds of weird shit. It works pretty good. Also supports micro XLR. Well, this is an XLR microphone. It's a PD100 from here. Actually, I got the box sitting here. I gotta do something with it. But this is the mixer and mic combo. No sponsor or anything like that. I just got it off of Amazon. It was like $150 on sale for both with the arm and stuff. And it does pretty good. It supports Bluetooth on the phone, with your phone. If it supports XLR mics with 48 volt. Has 40, 50, and 60 decibel boosts. It's a nice all-around setup. Oh, and it's battery powered. Like, you can unplug it and it'll run. Most people say at least 6 to 8 hours. Like, just on battery power, or just leave it plugged in, like I do. It's a pretty nice setup. It's got, you can do up to a minute of there's 3 buttons on it. Hold on, let me switch the view. I mean, not that you can like super see it, but you can kind of see it. Like down here, yeah, there it is. Down here, there's 3 buttons down here that can do a minute recording, and then there's 8 buttons that can do, I guess it's like 20 seconds. So like I did one recording. Well, I'm gonna stop it quick for copyright stuff, but
The thing is with Microsoft.
oh no, I gotta erase that one. That was, I went to go record something and I didn't realize that the monitor was on, so it was picking up Discord. That's got to erase. Come on. When it's flashing quick like that, it is erasing. If you can see the flash, just takes a while to erase the. There we go.
Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down your spine.
I have that entire. That's like a full minute clip of that song. But yeah, like Mark says, I need to make like a jingle or something so I can actually have like an intro. My outro is just, you know, my not so awkward moment, as it were. But I do need some sort of an intro thing I keep talking about. Was that Leo? Yes, that was Leo Megavoltmeister. He's good stuff. What else do I have on here? Let's see if anybody knows. Which one is it? Okay, that one's that. That one, I think I erased that one. Let's see if anybody knows what this is from.
Wait. Time. Cut. That's a fucking joke, right?
That's from an old movie that I really like. Anyway, no, you can do all kinds of stuff with it. It's cool. At this point, even if I get a better microphone, like I don't know that I would need a different mixer. So, can I repeat that?
Wait. Time. Cut.
I can.
That's a fucking joke, right?
Did that get super loud, or was that pretty much okay loud when I played it the second time? Oh no, it's much older. Oh, actually, I don't know. Is it much older? It's probably around the same time as Mars Attacks, but no. Ooh, fuck. I'll grab my other vape. The volume was fun. Yeah. Yes, Zapped, Sparky. It was from Natural Born Killers. For if you don't know, that was we'll give it the easy one. That was Iron Man about to get shot by Woody Harrelson. Turn the pop filter 90 degrees. That would kind of defeat the purpose, I think. Or do you mean like the whole mount? I couldn't hear it. My alarm went off at the same time. There you go. I need to listen to the jingles Kenny Everett used to make for his radio shows. He did it all with tape. Pardon me. Oh yeah, all my drinks are up here. My camera's on there. Oh yeah, and I finally got the one from the God damn it. The one from the first stream, the lights from the first stream that I said were overpowering and shit, they're right there. That's them. That's the ones that I may actually make something to put there with that, where it actually faces the wall to do like a quote-unquote art thing. Grant Scramshaw says, so I pride myself on observation skills. I've only now realized that Scruff Dog has a Scruff Dog tattoo. I blame full screen or not having full screen until now. Yes. Where's the... There we go. Yes, I have my own name tag, and I did all this... Well, I did the Scruff Dog and the Tribal and the Lizard with the 9-ball. I did all that myself. But yes, I do come with a name tag. Perpetual almost forgot about the alternative to the Clive live stream, thinking Clive is working till tomorrow. He did say he may try to do a stream tomorrow. He wasn't sure. And I'm guessing he didn't get a chance to advertise this stream because I know he's busy. So, but we still got some people here. My lighting is quite harsh. Have you considered a softbox? I actually have one right there, a smaller one. The problem is the light right there. And yeah, I am going to work on doing something with that light. Not sure what yet, but I may take, it's a dining room light, you know, like a fan, you know, it's got a fan and two big lights in it. I'm considering taking one of the light sockets and having another panel just kind of come down from it to use as a lighting in here, as opposed to the bright ass cool white bulbs in there. And I do have some warm white bulbs I may try as well. But yeah, I do definitely need to fix the lighting in here. That was that's kind of near the bottom of the list. I just want to make sure everything works first, I guess. Best way to put it. Ew. You did the artwork for the tattoo, or you did the tattoo yourself as well? Both. I designed the font was just some fancy font or whatever. For the Scruff Dog tattoo. For the Tribal, that was literally just me sitting there and just doing something and seeing what happens. That was just total freehand. The Lizard I drew ahead of time. It used to have, you can kind of see how there's like, I don't know, you kind of can't see it, but there's no color right there. That was actually a implant. I had like a bar with, you know, barbells with 2 balls on it, but bent like a staple. And we had it surgically implanted in my arm so that the balls were the eyes of the gecko. That's a Madagascar giant day gecko. So it actually had an actual implant there, and then it grew out. It was rejected. Then I cut in, and I put it back in, and it grew out again. And then I was like, all right, I guess it's just not going to happen. So, yeah, I did those. I have... The first tattoo I ever got was this Odie, which I drew the Odie. And then my buddy here who has passed away. He got cancer like everywhere before they figured it out. He's the one that did my first tattoo ever. And that tattoo I had done in San Francisco by a professional artist. Then I got a twisted piston. That was, oops, that was my first professional tattoo. Well, quote professional. That was done by a professional, but like at his home studio, not his work studio. That's a twisted piston. That's like a dedication to my old pickup truck that I was zinging down the highway, and I launched 2 pistons straight through the oil pan and into I-95, right where it splits into 495 in DC. I also have a back tattoo, the of 9-inch nails on my back, tool, perfect circle on my back. 9-inch nail stuff on my legs that I did as like practice. Yeah, you got to practice somewhere. So I did practice on my legs. I have a cue ball on my ankle. It was going to be an 8-ball that I was working on, but then this old show that was filmed in Baltimore, Homicide: Life on the Streets. It's kind of like the prequel or something to The Wire. That came on the night I was working on the tattoo, and then I ended up doing the circle and then just watching TV and not finishing that. So I just left that as a cue ball. I got these two, that, I got that, worried about that. So, you know, I have 13 tattoos right now. Damn it, Mike. Yeah, I gotta, each time I bump the windscreen, it just gets more and more in the way. I'll work on it. Maybe the resistor color code chart. I have thought about that. I'm also considering getting a barcode somewhere. That's the firing order for a small block Chevy 350 engine. No 404 not found. I am not getting, nor do I have a Prince Albert's. I'm pretty happy with how everything is down there, so I'm just going to leave that how it is. I am watching live chat, Christian. Don't need sound panels on the wall, but a great sound barrier on the desk. Yeah. When I ordered the mic and I ordered the sound, or well, the acoustic tiles, the sound panels, whatever. Like at this point, I realize I probably don't need the sound panels, but I might as well put them up anyway, because then any other microphone I got to use in this room will benefit from the sound panels and from the blankets and shit on the wall. Actually, can you see the other? You kind of can't. Here, let me show you the other blankets on the wall here. Besides the Jack, like I have that Jack Daniel blanket. I used to drink a lot of Jack Daniels. Like I used to, like no shit, I drink a 750 or a liter of Black Label Jack Daniels a night for like months at a time. It was pretty bad. But in all that, I collected a lot of Jack Daniels memorabilia stuff, which I've since given a lot of it away since I stopped drinking. But I like the blankets. But if you look in the backgrounds, Happy Tree Friends and a Rick and Morty portal. That Happy Tree Friends blanket is almost 20 years old. If anybody remembers them. Come on. There we go. I love my Happy Tree Friends blanket. How did I stop drinking? Well, when I was a super heavy drinker, I just kind of ran out of money, so I stopped drinking. And then the last time I stopped drinking, when I just like casually stopped, it got to the point where I only drank on the weekends because, like, you know, at work I actually like enjoyed my job. That was also part of the reason why I stopped drinking so much. Like, I enjoyed my job, so I figured I wouldn't deal with alcohol fucking with it. So I only drank on the weekends. But then I was just kind of always had stuff to do on the weekends, got busy. Not necessarily and always in a bad way, but you know, there was always stuff to do. And then after just being busy and forgetting to drink, one day I was smoking a joint because I had started doing cannabis for my back and my sleep. And I went, when was the last time I had something to drink? And it turned out it was like a year and a half. Like I just literally forgot to drink alcohol, even though it was literally on the shelves all around me. I just forgot to drink alcohol for like a year and a half. And then I was like, well, fuck it. I ain't drinking this long. I might as well just not drink. And I just stuck with, you know, what's helping me out with the new medicine, as it were. So, yeah, it just like, it's pretty easy to quit drinking alcohol when you just forget to do it anyway because you're just so busy. I had kind of considered maybe starting drinking again, but then like I don't need another money drain. Like I have my thing. I don't really need to start drinking again, I don't think. Like at least not now. Like I got other shit to deal with, so I'm not going to worry about it really right now. Oh yeah, let me switch views back. Thanks, Mark. Sorry about that. Forgot to switch. I'm working on it. Messing around with technology, you can fall behind. But hey, at least that means that you know that I'm paying attention to you and not me. Because when I first, like some of my early streams, like way back, and when I messed around, I'd sit there the whole time. I'd look at the screen where the camera's looking as opposed to you where you are. The only problem I have with that is I know sometimes this focus gets a little funny, but I think that's mostly because it's trying to find eyeballs, and if I look away, then it's trying to hunt. Maybe your OBS scene for the reverse camera should have a timer. I don't know that you can do that. I'm sure there's probably a plugin for that, but that's not a bad idea. I can actually look into that. Graham Shaw says drinking is my legal replacement for weed. Yeah, well, at this point, weed is my legal replacement for Motrin and drinking, or ibuprofen, or whatever it's called lately. You need a 360 view. I have considered getting, what is that, the Insta360? One where you can actually just do the whole 360 thing. So I don't know, I wonder if you can live stream with, I feel like you can live stream with those, can't you? Because YouTube has that 360 degree thing in there. Can't you put OBS preview on the lower screen? No, because that is on the crappy computer. So it's got to be one of the top. God damn it! Sorry. So it's got to be one of the top 3 ones. OBS preview would be the way to go. Yeah. I need a teleprompter with chat on it and a confidence monitor mounted below with the prompter. Can't you? Oh, yeah. You know, I actually was using OBS chat earlier before the stream, just so I wouldn't have to open up Brave for another, which not that it matters. It's not like I'm playing a game, but I was like, in my head, I'm thinking save resources. But you can't moderate with the OBS chat window. So, you know, just in case, you know, somebody came in here like the first day when someone in here was just like, hi. Like Jeff Anderson, I think their name was. Boom. Yeah. Hitting the mic should be a drink. Oh God. Yeah, that's my, I guess that'll be my one moment, please. Jack Attack, I know you're good at tracking that. I guess every time I hit bonk the mic, you're gonna have to tell everyone to drink. Is there a place to chat with AI on YouTube? I don't know. I've been, when was it? Was it last? No, it was earlier today. I was messing around on Chat GPT, just asking like oddball questions, like really weird stuff. Trying to draw like, I guess you would say, opinions out of the AI just to see what I could get. Like nothing critical. I can't even remember what I was asking about, but you get some really weird responses from that. Put a vibration sensor on the mic to trigger effects inside OBS. Oh, right. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I'd need some way to run a trigger in, which would be easy enough. Franco Walker says, I used to drink 15 bottles of 199-pound sherry over a weekend from 28 to 43. Now you just drink beers. That's good. I've never been a wine or sherry or champagne kind of drinker. I was never much of a beer drinker either. I kind of like my liquor when I was drinking. And like when I drank Jack Daniels, I generally drank Gentleman Jack. Just generally like the flavor of it. The fact that I got a little drunk is like, that was a nice bonus. And, you know, until I woke up the next day. But, yeah, it wasn't too bad. Bananas 99. Is that a drink? I feel like that's a drink. I feel like I've heard of that. Chat GPT won't talk to me about Kevin anymore. Says it's not supported to write erotic stories. Yeah, I guess you need the paid version for that. Electron box. I like drinking, not pissing, so spirits over beer any day. Yeah, that's kind of. I think that might be kind of part of it too. Like, I'd rather relax and sip on a Jack and Coke than, you know, plow through a beer and be pissing every, you know, once you break the seal, quote unquote. Have ever been to 12-step meetings? Says, let's go look. No, I am not an alcoholic. Well, I wasn't an alcoholic. I was just a drunk. I guess you would call it I don't know, high-functioning drunk, because I didn't drink at work, but I was just always drinking when I wasn't working. So, but I'd never be like at work, like, God, I need a drink. It's just, I knew as soon as I got off of work, I would be, you know, like I would walk in and I would go right to Everclear. Like I would walk into work, I wouldn't even have my uniform like changed out, and I'd have a shot of old Everclear, which was what, 196% alcohol. You know, it was pure grain alcohol. I'd usually start with that. Then I'd make a Longhorn iced tea, not a Long Island. Longhorn iced tea is a Long Island iced tea, but they take the vodka out and replace it with Everclear. Kind of thing that'll knock your dick in the dirt. Pardon the expression. Not really. But, yeah, it was a good one. And then from there, I'd, you know, drink Jack and Cokes, or if I was going outside and was like enjoying the breeze, I'd do vodka, cranberry, and orange juice. That was a nice, you know, sugary drink kind of thing when you eat something that's more sugary and less liquory. Another one that was a good one was if you could find the Jack Daniels, like the apple flavor Jack Daniels. Mix that with pineapple orange juice. Donald Duck brand, if that's even still a thing. But if you can find like a pineapple orange juice, you mix that with the Applejack, it tastes like liquid bubble gum. You have no idea that there's alcohol in it, and it will slap you around. Chris Wenham says, you know the difference between an alcoholic and a drunk. A drunk knows when all the liquor stores close. An alcoholic knows when they open. That's a good way to put that. I get that. That's an interesting way to put that. I like that. I agree. I can see that. 420. All right, we're 520. Well, you know what? Whatever. It's 420 somewhere, obviously. any one joint this evening. I'll try to not burn. Like, it's pretty much any time I smoke a joint in here is on stream, just to keep it out of the computer, because I'm not trying to gum up my gaming PC. Jonathan Hughes, 24 beers in a case, 24 hours in a day. Coincidence? I think not. What was that guy's name? What was that comedian? Wasn't he the big guy? The coincidence, I think not guy. Ed Bird. I was a drunk stoner in my teens. Turned 2021. Said, "Fuck it, waste of money." Yeah, when I originally, quote unquote, grew up, got past, 21 or whatever, and I stopped smoking pot, it was mostly because, like, I didn't really know anybody that smoked pot. Still smoked it on and off here and there, but once I started growing it myself, and I realized I could use pot instead of taking upwards to, like, no shit, almost 10,000 milligrams, sometimes more, of Motrin, ibuprofen, whatever you want to call it, a day. Because I built up my tolerance over years because of my neck and back. What's up, Bonkmatic Gaming? Welcome. What's growing up? That's like puberty and stuff like that. I'm talking about physical, not mentally. Good Lord, no. Apparently, I'm the 10-year-old amongst the 9-year-olds. So I've been told. Oh, we got about one more sip of coffee. Well, we got a thing of tea right there, and we got water over there. And we have a whole kitchen behind us, so we're good. Antipsychotics. That would be things like this stream. Keep me from going psychotic. Good mental. It's interesting. Hello, Carrie. Welcome to the stream. It's interesting that even with the stress and the the anxiety that comes with doing a live stream, especially doing one for like filling in for Clive, where I have like way more people than I usually do. Like once you get into it and once you just start chilling and just bullshitting, like it really does kind of, once you get over that initial anxiety, like once you get into the swing of things and you realize that like stuff is working and shit isn't falling down, it does kind of really help get more anxiety out. And just, just relax with my homies. It's always good to hang out with people. This is an anti or pro psychotic, says Christian Herald. I guess that depends on the viewer. Patrick Grennan says there's no need for stress. Really, the biggest part of the stress is just worrying that shit's going to work. Like on my, if you ever watch like the video game streams when I do like, especially Kerbal Space Program 2, like that thing's got more bugs in it than a fucking dead hooker in the red light district 48 hours later behind a dumpster. You know what I'm talking about? So that's always stressful because like even like the one I did this Thursday, I had to restart the game midstream because it just crashed out. That's what most of my stress is just making sure things work. And actually getting this microphone and mixer set up really helps with getting rid of stress because now I don't have the Tin Machine microphone. I don't have that microphone up there that I have to deal with anymore. Actually, I'm kind of curious now that there's more sound insulation in here. Let me see. I'm going to turn up what we were using as a microphone, the camera mic. I can't imagine. Ooh. Yeah, I can't imagine the sound quality is like. I'm hoping it's not better, because that would suck. All right, well, I'm going to turn that back down. And that's right about where I was. Yep. All right. Oh my God, my ears. Yeah. Yeah. For those that didn't know, that's what I was running on like last stream, because the headset microphone was just such a tin machine that actually sounded better. That is what made me go buy this setup. Much better. Very, as I'm told, very 80s, early 90s radio broadcaster setup. Especially if I... Apparently, if I add just a pinch of reverb, then I can kind of do some... What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the 80s at 9 o'clock. I'm your host, Scruff Dog, and I might not be wearing pants. How are you this evening? We're going to start off with some Michael Bolton. All right. That's always fun. That's always fun. Where did the name Scruff Dog come from? All right. So in high school, I went to Eastern Technical High School, took electronics engineering, and I was I was ahead, like I was taking a lot of classes. When I was in the 10th grade, most of my classes were junior and senior level classes. And also in the 10th grade, like in the summer between the 9th and the 10th grade, like puberty came in like a fucking dump truck off of a cliff, like into an already burning dumpster fire. Like it just slammed into me. So by like a few weeks into the 10th grade, like remember my beard? Like some of you may remember my beard. It was like off camera. Like if I had it right now, like I had that. I had hair down to my belt, like all of it, like front hair, back hair, everything I was just this big hairy motherfucker. So they started calling me Scruffy. And that was, I was about 15. So I was Scruffy from 15 to about 18, and then around 18, it somehow evolved into Scruff Dog, and when I was 19, that's when I tattooed it into my arm, and I've been Scruff Dog ever since. Like, to the point, like, it's on my uniforms. Most of my customers have no idea what any of my part of my real name is unless they read an invoice kind of thing, because that'll be on there somewhere. I'm just Scruff Dog now, which is pretty nifty. The headset, the before that one, Kill It With Fire. Oh, that would be this microphone that goes over in there. Yeah, that's the tin machine microphone. I mean, it's a gamer's microphone. This is a $90 Razer, was it Black Hawk V2? I mean, it's not bad. It's fine for Discord. It's fine for gaming. But yeah, it's not the best microphone. Obviously, it's not going to especially not going to compare to this, which is, I think this is this a 40mm microphone? I don't remember. Let me see. Let me open up a new window. I think it's a 40mm microphone. Anyway, Christian Harold says Scruffy is cool. Yeah, I get anywhere. I get called Scruff, Scruffy, Scruffers, Scruffles, all different forms of scruff. And that's fine. It's just if you write Scruff, it's 1 F, not 2. It is woofle time. Thank you, Coach Seagal. again, I have no paper towels, and that's fine. If I have to pee, then I'll grab some paper towels. But yes, it is woofle time. Let's switch cameras. Clicky, clicky. Flippy, flippy. Woofy, woofy. All right, here we go. Woof, woof. All right. Woof, woof. Oof. Yeah, we're gonna let me do a really low one. Boop, boop. They gotta be higher. All right. There. Oof. Virtua-woof. Woofle. Time to see another one. Yes, that is the Virtua-woofle there, Carrie, if you haven't seen that yet. For now, we'll have Clive do Woofle OG, and I'll do Virtua-woofles. It also saves in having to reposition the camera every time I do woofles. Mark Pitt is working on a wooden woofle. He also has, what type of metal is your, I know you have one metal or two metal wooflers. What type of metal is those made out of? I'm assuming some sort of stainless alloy. But yeah, I would love to see a wooden woofler. Oh, you know what? Here, let me pull up, where are we at? No, there we go. Let me pull up notes, and I will throw out the link for the wooflers if you want to 3D print your own, which you should never do because it's dangerous. But, you know, if for experimentation purposes, there's the link to my collection of wooflers, including the 100mm outdoor woofler. Oh, I might as well just leave that open. Mark has 2 Illuma wooflers. All right. Very good. Rob the Piano Man has the Danger woofler that burnt me. Oh, that's right. You sent him the Deadly woofler. That's nice. That's nice. Franco Walker is out. Take care, everyone, and much love to you all. Same to you. Thank you for stopping by. I will see you next time. Tell us more about your hooker you were mentioning. What, the dead hooker out behind the red light district behind the dumpsters and rotten 48 hours? I mean, there's not much to say. I mean, at that point, if you're that late to the show and there's that many bugs, she's not much more than an appetizer. So just move on, find something fresher. There's always something else to eat. Can't see smoke rings as well this week. The camera's getting overwhelmed. I wonder if I should. Let me, you know what? While that one's up, let me go ahead and let me lock all the settings on it to see if, let me see if I can lock the exposure, how it does. Oh, that's good. If you put the exposure to manual, you either have a little too dark or absolutely blasted, overly exposed. It only goes in between if you let it do auto. That's just delicious. I mean, it is a cheap ass Nexigo camera. That's the wannabe version of this camera, the 930E. That's the Nexigo. Oh, I just hit the mic. That's the Nexigo 930 as fuck, or well, 930 AF. I guess like they're just 930 as fuck though. I mean, it's not a horrible camera, but it's not. I mean, well, let's face it, they're all just webcams. Some are just a little bit better than the other ones. Yeah, I'm surprised. Actually, you bring up Rob, Mark. I'm surprised Rob isn't here. Oh, the mouse is back from the pub. Some good people were out. So glad I dived out for 40 minutes. Did you get takeaway beer, mouse? Electron Box would like to know. Can you do that in the UK? Like, if you have a beer in front of you, can you, like, get a to-go cup? Because you can't do that here. They really frown on to-go cups around here. Paul is watching on 144 to save data. Nothing wrong with that. There ain't like a whole lot going on here. Or just a couple of flashy lights and then some bald-headed dude running his mouth. Remember the news story of the terrorist incident with the man running with his pint? Look, I don't know. I don't know what you're referring to, but that's enough of a line for me to say I'm sure it was valid. If something's blowing up somewhere or something's, if there's a terrorist attack, I'm assuming there's blowy uppy. If there's blowy uppy somewhere and I had a pint, yeah, I'm taking it with me. I mean, that might be my survival pint. It also makes a good weapon if you get to bonk someone in the head. Well, assuming you have like an old school like mug with handle, not just a glass pint. If the pug is kicking out, then they often give you a plastic cup. No shit. They'd get closed pretty much instantly if they did that here in this, well, at least in Maryland. Used to be able to buy cans to go at the pub. Not sure if you can anymore, says Raven Louie. Yeah, a lot of bars you can sell like 6-packs, 8-packs and whatnot for probably twice as what you'd pay for at a liquor store is usually how they do it. They got to put it in a brown bag and you have to get out of the bar before you're allowed to open it. Which at that point, if you open it, you shouldn't be driving anyway, but I mean, it's, that's however that works. Carrie says, nothing is better than a crowbar as a weapon, especially if you're a theoretical physicist. This is true. In case things start getting a little crabby, it does not hurt to have a crowbar. Electron Box wants to know how much a typical UK pint is now. Yeah, I don't even know how much a beer costs in America. I haven't actually been to a bar. At least, I guess, around 10 years? Something like that. I mean, are beers at the bar, like, still like $5 for, like, a pint? Yeah, it seems anywhere from $3 to $6. I don't know. If you go to the stadiums, I believe a pint is $12. Like a hot dog plain is $5, I think it was last time I looked. Like, just absolute, like, come on. Like, you already spent $100 to sit in one of the most uncomfortable chairs ever created. And then you're gonna charge me, $12, $15 for a beer, $5, $6 for a hot dog, $10 to $12 for a fucking hamburger. And if you want fries with that, we'll take the child standing next to you. That is your firstborn? Okay, we'll give you gravy then as well. Like, it is ridiculous. Like, I just, that's just why I just don't go to events. I mean, I'm not much with I'm not a huge sports fan anymore anyway. I still follow football a little bit. Baseball, I don't follow at all anymore. I used to follow a lot of NASCAR. I kind of pay attention to that when I remember. That's about it. When Mark saw Tool in Dublin, beer was 10 quid a pint. Yeah. $5 is about 4 pounds. Yeah. Bear bars. I don't know anything about bear bars around here, Mr. A Cake. Although I'm assuming if there are any, I know where they would be in towards the city. That would be Charles Street. That's the what they I guess your local neighborhood as it's called. It's down there. Not a bad place. If you're going to go somewhere in the city that isn't a fucking shithole and there's like generally happy people, it's just you just go hang out at Charles Street and that leads you right into Fells Point anyway. And once you get into Fells Point, I haven't been in there in a few years just because the city is just not appealing to me right now. It's just too much chaos going on. Carrie took Carrie after an NPC in Fallout 1 and Nikola after Tesla. Raven Looney thought 6 pounds at a convention was bad. That's amazing. Unless they were like shot glasses of beer. Around here, beer bars would probably have 800-pound brown bears. That's big. Favorite glam band? I don't know that I have a favorite glam band, but if I have to combine favorite and glam, it would be David Bowie, because he was as far as glam goes, like he did it awesomely, I guess put it that way. I don't know if that's pretty close to what you're asking for there, Paul, but if I had to put those favorite and glam together, I would say David Bowie. So I had to run out. Your mic sounds like FM radio in my car. I hope that's a good thing. New wave. I don't know, like, what is considered new wave. At least upgrade to a DAB. Speaking of DAB, about 15 minutes. But which I did is roll analog. What is DAB? Radio. Ladytron. What is this? Is that a band name or a group name, Mr. AK? Digital audio broadcast. Okay. New wave was the original synth pop. Would that be like? I mean, would that be something like We Might Be Giants? Is that kind of new wavy? Something like that, or no, I guess not really Peter Gabriel. Well, like as far as if Depeche Mode, no, Depeche Mode's good. Depeche Mode's cool. They have on one of the local radio stations, they have I forget exactly what it's called. I don't know. It's actually called Just Like Heaven. It's Sunday nights. It's like new wave, old school, gothy stuff. They play a lot of Cure, Depeche Mode, stuff like that. I occasionally listen to that. That's not bad. Gary Newman, yeah, that's good. What the hell is his name? UK guy. Shit. I don't know. If I remember, I'll say something anyway. Let's see. DAB plus. I'll have to see what y'all are talking about. And right now it looks like we have, well, we had 60 viewers. It just dropped to 59. Good evening, Paul Norman. How are you this evening? The mission, you got, feel like I've heard the mission before. Oh, it's an audio. Oh, I see. It's a broadcasting format. Okay. All right. Thank you, Christian Harrell. They do have a few different broadcast things in here for digital bandwidth, digital bands and radios. They have the regular broadcast, and then they do have like high definition bands. Maybe they do have something like that over here. Oh, yeah, there we go. MK. Yeah, DAB is similar to what's called HD radio in the USA. Okay. Gotcha. I don't think my work van has HD radio built into it. Unless that's just like a default thing now. There's nothing specifically for HD radio. And that's a 2021 Ford Transit from work. I'm a Chevy guy, but, you know, I'll drive what they give me, and it doesn't drive bad. And it has remote start with the Ford app, so I can't complain. Can my work van pick up Kevin's cell phone calls? Oh, it can if my phone is tethered to it. Yeah, technically, it could. Does it have remote crash via the app? Well, yeah, I suppose if you're staring at the app long enough while you're driving it, then yeah, you could consider that a remote crash feature. Though I don't think the job would necessarily appreciate that. John Key says their 2016 Subaru Legacy has HD radio. I know I've seen it somewhere in some radio. I don't have anything myself that has HD radio. My Panasonic in the Suburban doesn't have it. But I don't, actually in the Suburban, I don't even have the antenna plugged in because I forgot to get the GM. By the time I got the GM to, aftermarket radio adapter, I had already finished up and I just never plugged it in because I always just Bluetooth my, my phone to it and listen to Spotify anyway. Although I should probably hook my Sirius radio up to it. I just found my Sirius satellite radio system that I bought in 2009. Was it 2009? I think it was 2000. Whatever when Howard Stern, I used to listen to Howard Stern. When he went on to Sirius radio, I bought the lifetime subscription things I wouldn't have to worry about monthly. And I bought a Clarion Sirius, quote unquote, faceplate head unit thing. And I found it a couple weeks ago and I hooked the antenna up, plugged that thing in, and no shit, it downloaded updates and it was playing everything seamlessly. And this radio is, it's 15 years old and it's still being supported by Sirius XM. So that's pretty cool. So now that I know that works, I would like to either get it hooked up in the house or in my truck or in the van or something. Might as well use it since I got it. And as far as I know, it's a receiver. And it is a receiver, not a transceiver. So Sirius doesn't even know if the thing is still there, but it's still apparently accepting, whatever it's doing, it still works. So fuck it, just keep on using it. Bring back AM stereo. We do have some AM around here, but it's pretty much all news, NPR, and church. I don't know that there is such thing as a guitar over AM radio anymore. They are planning to stop all analog radio in Belgium in January 2028, says Patrick Crennan. I wonder what they're going to use all the radio frequencies for then. Probably something military. Jervis says your AM stations are all politics. Yeah, pretty much. It's just, I mean, at this point, I can't imagine it really costs much to get an AM license because ain't really nobody going for anything new. Still updating after 15 years, says Zap Sparky. Yeah, that's, I was, because I knew from when I used to use it, I knew what the update screen looked like. I mean, it literally says updating, and like I plugged it in, it turned on, I started to hear whatever music was playing. I went, all right, well, I mean, it still receives, and then it went right into the update cycle, and I went, are you kidding me? And it updated once, and then it updated again, and then it just played. And I actually went online and checked the lineup, and it was the latest lineup. So, sweet. I guess whatever works, works. Christian wants all the frequencies reallocated for Kevin tracking. I'm sure if you ask nicely at the next council meeting, they can pass that word along. Christian Harold says, I don't like auto-updating things. They could update it and brick itself in one day. Yeah. But sometimes you don't really have that choice. Scruff, I totally agree. Stay with the old stuff. My dad bought an LG 40-inch 3 TV, and it failed after a year and 4 months. Yeah, I have my Sharp Aqueous 52-inch 1080 is, what is that, 20 years old, and I still use it almost every day. My Sony Bravia is 9 years old, and I definitely use that every day. I can't imagine what's going to happen if I have to buy a new TV, because I hear all the new shit is just garbage. Mostly, I'm guessing just because the power supplies they're probably putting in them are just as cheap as they can absolutely find. What's the frequency, Kevin? Jonathan Hughes has a projector. I considered getting a projector at one point. That's not totally out of the question. I don't know. If I do, it's going to be way after the house is done being renovated to see if it would, because I can't see using a projector every day, especially with cats, depending on where I put the screen, whether it's, something painted on the wall or something. I mean, I can't imagine having any kind of screen that comes down, whether it's manual, motorized, or whatever, because once it's, quote, deployed, it's basically a target for cats. So I would have to, get a smooth wall or something and then paint it. So they did at work. It works pretty good. But, I don't know. It's for the money for a projector. I'd almost rather just get a TV. But I'm also used to probably seeing a lot of cheap projectors that, if you get a nice one, I know they're, what is a good price for a projector? What are you looking around? Starting at $400 or $500 for something that's worth it. I don't even know anything about projectors, as far as what you should even be looking for as far as lumens. I know they're rated in lumens. Obviously, I know they're rated, their resolutions are rated. That's easy enough to figure out, assuming the rating on the box is what it's actually doing, which we know how that goes. Mouse got a Barco 808 projector in the early 2000s. Don't use it much anymore these days. Jonathan Hughes, yeah, they have projector paint. Yeah, that's what work did. They were originally going to get this big ass expensive screen. We're looking at something, I guess it would have been about 12 feet wide and whatever that is in tall and height. Until someone told them, don't do that. because if someone touches the screen, you will never get that grease mark off. And you're dealing with a bunch of dirty technicians walking into a room. You think they're not going to want to touch the screen. You think like an instructor may not like get done doing a hands-on class and then want to go point at something and accidentally touch the screen, and then you're done. But if you do paint, you know, you're looking at a quarter of the cost, and big deal if they touch the wall. You can just touch it up as you go, or just repaint it every year or two and you're good to go. So that kind of made more sense. So that's what they did. And last time I was in there on a training class, it looked pretty good even with the lights on. So that was cool. Perpetual says anything from $350,000 to $350,000. Well, it is a good narrow price range, so I do appreciate that. I'd probably be leaning more towards the 350 range, but you know, a wall is never flat. No, that's not going to happen. Of course, to have the projecting screens, you see, got a curled edge anyway. I don't know. Are there specific screens that don't have that slightly rolled edge? Like, is there a way to actually do that? Is that a symbol of a cheap screen, or is that just kind of how projector screens are? I don't even know that. I just never really dealt much with projector stuff. We're getting close to 6 p.m. So if you're gonna have something for a toast and a cheers, then I would have it ready. Keystone settings. Yeah, we mess with Keystone. I think what Perpetual is more saying is that when you're looking like at a wall paint, there's always going to be waves in the drywall and stuff, so you'll never have a perfectly flat screen. LEDs walls are starting at a few tens of thousands of dollars these days. Good grief. The Chipmunk. Sorry I'm late, Scruff Dog. That's okay. Welcome to, I think this is your first one you made it to, for a Clive filler stream. We're getting ready to have a 6 p.m. Toasty cheersy thing. Glad you could make it, and thanks for stopping by. And hello to you too. Christian Harold says, get projection mapping software so you can project on a building on level surface. So on level surfaces. Yeah, we'll get a giant 3D printer leveling system, and we'll do that. That'll be fine. I mean, if you're gonna watch, if you're gonna watch porn crisp, you might as well watch it as crisp as possible. A toast to Kevin, Christian says. Sure. We can do a toast to Kevin. Why not? Red Dwarfer. I watched Red Dwarfer. I watched the second half of season 2 and all of season 3 last night. Me and a few people watched it together. It's a great show. The classes I attend all have TV screens as projectors, and the whiteboards are deemed obsolete. Pretty much every TV has a whiteboard marker scribbles on it. Nice. Joris says, Scruff Dog, there's a detail limit when porn becomes poultry. Yeah. I mean, there is apparently 4K porn out there. Like, I can't imagine, like, if you need porn to be that crisp, like, I think you're missing the point of it, but I guess to each their own. You know what I mean? Perpetual says, Clive is big enough of a guy to just pick up a modern projector, or, yeah, really, just, hey, I'll take that. Yeah. I could see that in that tiny ass room, 5 feet away, projector 5 feet away from the wall. Blah. Oh, it is 6 o'clock. All right. Sorry. Thermal porn. Is that a thing? That's got to be a thing. If it's not a thing, should I start a thermal porn company? Yes, I boinged, so you have to drink. Thank you, Mark Gray. But we are also doing a toast. For this particular toast, I'll be doing a dab. This is wedding cheesecake. This is 80 milligrams of wedding cheesecake shatter with a little sprinkle of Skittles hash on top. Yes, the 6 o'clock boink, says Coach Seagal. Mouse says, peeing in the dark is a thermal porn entry video. I've never tried that with my camera. I'm going to have to pee in the dark with my thermal cam. All right, well, let me get this thing heated up. So, yes, a toast to Kevin of the Manx Beer Club. May he climb his poles high and mighty. Damn it. Cheers. I got pretty good lungs for an old guy. But no doubt I will be coughing for a few minutes. I will try to catch it on the microphone. Let me go ahead and line that up over here. Let's see. Yep, there we go. Like right now. All right. Oh, goddamn. If we turn that into a drinking game, y'all gonna get smashed. What's also good, would sometimes help if you do a dab or a really strong vape, chew like spearmint bubblegum beforehand or afterhand. Sometimes the coolness will actually kind of get into your lungs and help you out. Coughing. Is it COVID time again? No, it's big dab. Well, it was big dab time. That actually went down pretty smooth for how it was, but I am getting ready to cough again, so I will get ready in case it happens. Electron boxes now on a can of 7.5% cider. Big Dab Live. I used to drink what kind of apple cider was that? I forget the company name, but I used to drink a lot of cider. The stuff I would get was like 7 or 8% cider. I used to have a couple of those a night if I was taking it easy and just wanted to, have an easy night. I'd stick that couple apple ciders. Couldn't do more than a couple because then it would be too sweet and too sugary, and it would really just kill me on the hangover side of things. Let me get a little closer here. But yeah, I could almost see apple cider getting me back into drinking again just because, see, my feed down here just showed it go whoop, whoop, whoop. Was there any weird freeze on the video feed? Because it keeps doing it on like the control screen stream thing. No glitch. Okay. Well, I know the control stream is weak. It's like, it's not a priority, but sometimes it worries me if I see it doing that. Oh, and Chipmunk, now that you're here, when you get a when you get a chance, tell Miss Joyce, Scruff Dog said, "What's up? How you doing? You doing good today?" All right. You let her know that when you get a chance. Damn it. That was the cord that time. At least it didn't hit a hard piece. What is the brand of my dab rig? This is a Carta Focus 5 electric rig. It uses two 18350 cells in it. That's titanium. That's crystal. You can get either titanium or crystal bowls for it. I just keep titanium because I always crack the crystal ones. Crystals are better for flavor. Titanium is just more durable. It was like $230 on sale, and it charges with USB Type-C. All right. Is Chipmunk married or has a hostage or something? Something of a hostage, I guess. But a happy hostage? Is that what we'll call it? Coach Seagal says, no glitch. My TV always shows me if it's lagging, but it's still on live. If there is a glitch, it shows, negative 1 second-ish seconds. Someone, oh my God, someone has adopted Chat GPT to be a dungeon master. I suppose that was somewhat inevitable. Suppose if you have that much access to that much Dungeons and Dragons information, you'd probably come up with some pretty good adventures. Electronbox says USB-C, the king of connectors. Fuck you, Apple. Yes, and now they're pretty much being forced to use them. Haha, Apple. That's one of the good things about the EU is forcing Apple to go with USB-C. So it is nice. Like I actually just picked, are they still here? Hold on. I just picked up these. Just grabbed them real quick off of Amazon, so I gotta fix a couple lights. Come on. Stupid tape. Oof. Serious? There we go. Focus. Okay, there we go. Type-C TP4056 boards, 1 amp charge, 1 amp charge set as default. I love putting these little boards on all my little projects, but most of the ones I have are micro USB, so I figured it was time to, I'm almost out of micro USB, so it was obviously time to get some shit that actually works, because I have a million Type-C cables. I actually just ordered a 4-pack that came in with 1 foot, 3 foot, 6 foot, and 10 foot cable in it. Which, at first I didn't think a 1 foot cable would be very useful. But then I realized the Intel Nook I use for the bottom 2 monitors, one of its front USB ports is always live, is always hot. So I have the mixer, the power cable. It uses USB-C for power and then a separate USB-C for cable or for data to the computer. But now the Nook is just, since it sits right next to the mixer, it is actually powering the mixer with its always on USB 3.0 port. So that works. Electronbox says the latest USB-C spec is 80 gigabits per second 48 volts at 5 amps for 240 watts. That's a whole lot. That's crazy. Especially the voltage. Like that's getting pretty intense for the voltage. Yes. Oh, sorry. I have a scar on my finger. I was driving drywall with my little like cordless quote unquote cordless. It's now corded with a car battery. Impact driver, and it slipped, and the Phillips brand new sharp as shit Phillips bit drove in and just spun out in my finger, and I keep scratching the scar because it's itchy. That was like 2 weeks ago. It's still weird, and it was pushing out drywall dust for like a week, so that was fun. Mr. Warwick 15 Scruff, on your left forearm, is that a red tattoo or a burn? That is an unfinished part of the top bits. I forget why I stopped. It was years ago, but I just never got around to finishing it. So it's just kind of weird now. I might actually finish it one of these days. But yeah, I haven't, that's just a weird disconnected part of that tribal. Chipmunk wants to know, is drywall dust suitable for IV? I don't think so. How much can you hear Lee? Because she's doing her thing that she was doing last week. There we go. Oh, I'll leave the mic down. Let me know how much you can hear her while I'm talking. And then I'll turn the cat microphone up. See you later, Carrie. Thanks for stopping by. Ooh, pardon. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's better. Chipmunk says short USB cords are handy with a power bank to charge a phone at the end of the day. Yeah, I actually have like a power bank right underneath one of the monitors that I originally was going to use the 1-footer for, but now I'm going to use the 3-footer for that for my phone. Because that 1-footer, I mean, it's perfect. Graham Shaw is having rum and ginger beer. I feel like I've had that at some point, but I'm not real big on ginger beer, at least on its own. Should be done coughing in a moment. Chipmunk has a 3-inch USB cord because it's special. It's from the USB port I fitted in my dash to the phone mount. That is a tiny, tiny cord. Now let's turn up the cat mic. And she stops meowing. And if you had to pee, yeah. Oh, there we go. That is Lee Scratch Perry. But she's still learning that the office is cat-free. And it sucks, but at some point I'll figure out how to, well, yeah, I guess I could just show you with that camera. Yeah, you know what? I'll show you why cats can't come in here. So I'm going to be off. Well, I mean, you'll hear her. I'll turn up this mic. You'll hear her, but you should be able to hear me over some sort of microphone. But keep in mind, I know what every cable goes to. I know what they all do. And like, it's organized, but it looks like hell. But here, I'll show, yes, Jonathan, she is a drama queen. I'll show you why I can never let cats in here. But I'll be off mic for a moment unless you happen to hear me while I'm talking. She just walked away, but she's probably gonna see me get up. Let me switch cameras and you'll understand. Alright, because this camera is mobile. You want to see all the way backstage? I'm not going to be able to see what you can actually see, so I'll do my best. I hope that's in focus. But there's a whole lot going on back here. Alright, on my way. It's almost woofle time, isn't it? Yep. Alright. Mouse says that's more wires than I have. That maybe, and Mouse really has a lot of wires. The hard drive, too precious, so close to the edge. Yeah, it's kind of got its lean on against the UPS there, the cyber power UPS. Oh, let me turn down that one. Because that's pretty much all we heard on the last stream or one of the last streams for like 2 hours was her meowing. Because, like, this is really only about, what, 2 weeks old, I guess? Week old, like, really how this has been set up? So she's definitely still, oh shit, camera. So, thanks, Patrick. Yeah, as soon as I looked up, I went, camera shit, yeah. Ah, that's what you meant, Paul T by downshot, yes. But yeah, she's, so all the cats are still getting used to that this is a no cat zone. They've all been in here once. Like, as soon as they came in, one started sniffing on the wires, one started sniffing on these wires, and another one jumped up on the snake tank. And I went, nope, we're done. Like, there's no way. Like, the first thing all three of you did was go to the 3 worst places you could go. So, I can't let them in here. Too many wires. And Ronnie and Lee just bite everything that they don't know, especially Lee. She just chomps everything that exists, and that's fine. But you know. Mouse says there's a new sweetener that appeared the same month the sugar tax was put in place. Of course there is. Need a snake interlude step away camera. Like a snake cam for if I gotta step away. Like the on hold camera. Like I probably could do something like that. I hear pussy but see a ceiling. Is this the cat's view? Like the cats, there's actually a bed. Here, let me switch to backstage cam. Like, if you look, right, so like this, right here is glass, and that's Lee, right there, and that's Spaz, right, or, no, Spaz walks that way, but this sheet of glass here, you know, that's part of it all right here, that gray thing right there, that's a cat bed, like a hammock. And then right under it is another one. So there's two cat beds stuck to the glass on the outside, like in stairs. So like they could sit right there and look right at me, and like, I mean, I know what they'd be looking at me through the glass, but at least we'd be like a little bit closer. I could be able to like, I could almost drop treats over the glass. But like they keep forgetting that the beds are there when I'm in here. Like I'll walk in from outside and like they'll be in the beds, but then when I come in here, they jump out and they meow in front of the door. I'm like, no, 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 like go to the beds, and then we can kind of hang out through the glass. So I'm trying to figure out how to show them what's up with that. Hopefully they'll pick it up soon enough, and everything will be a little bit easier for them. Megavoltmeister asks if anyone has ever tried lemon juice on wires to keep the cats from chewing them. I've not. I've heard of putting like a cayenne, like spray stuff on it to do it, but that seems a little. I've thought about it, and I was like, no, that's a little. That might be a little bit too much, because I don't want them. Well, I don't want them to chew on wires. I don't necessarily want to set their mouth on fire. Especially because anything spicy in this house is just far too spicy than I'd want to give a cat. Because I eat like stuff in the millions of Scovilles. A Scoville being a heat rating. Chili powder works well, says Electron Box. Yeah, I mean, that would be a lot lighter than, say, cayenne. Don't touch your balls after you touch your wires. No, no. Always be careful when eating spicy stuff and having to go pee. I almost made that mistake once. But I know a bunch of people that did make that mistake. Like I was like, the zipper was down and like there was almost, and I went, whoa, let me do something first. Which was washing hands, and then just working out how to take care of business without actually having to touch anything, just kind of popping it out, I guess you could say. Chipmunk says, you sound like me. I have a nice Carolina Reaper sauce. I go through about a bottle a month. I used to have a lot of Carolina Reaper extracts and sauces. I got to stock up. I kind of lost track of my hot sauce stuff. Like my table sauce is usually around cayenne. Yeah, usually around, I'd probably put it around 500,000 Scovilles from like my regular table sauce. But I do enjoy putting like 2 or 3 million Scoville sauce on wings every once in a while. You're still watching my back cam. Yeah. Christian may have a thing with trying to figure out if I can do a timer on that camera. Thank you for the reminders. Front view, please. Yes. Oh, and always remember, if you're in an elevator and you can always set this up with your buddy. Just sit there and have your buddy look at you if someone's standing behind you and be like, man, why'd you do it? Why did you have to kill that guy? Like, you know you're going to jail for this, right? Like, I just had to do it. Just had to do it. Have your buddy look back at you, but why? Like, what was on it? What was the problem? What was the trigger? And just stand there and stare at your buddy and go, because you just kept looking at the back of my head. And then slowly turn and look at the guy behind you and just see what happens. I don't know. Anyway. Graham Shaw. Electron Box says they had a cat that growled at the hum of the oven fan. Wonder if they, because it was a low enough hum that they thought it was something growling at them. Jonathan Hughes says they went to the bathroom to pee after saving some seeds for next year, and eek. Yeah, I take it that was not a comfortable comfortable thing. Scruff Dog, Christian Harold says, you can custom script OBS via the WebSocket ABI so you can make your own control system. I do this with Golang and a MIDI controller. Mouse says, my old dog found out that the wires were spicy the hard way. 240 volts the hard way. Chipmunk's cat used to sing at the squirrels. It sounded as nice as you'd think. My cat clicks at everything outside. The bald spot cam, yes. Well, I mean, is it really much of a bald spot if it's just all bald? I just shaved, like, well, right before the stream, so it's not really a bald spot, it's just bald. I've kind of been going bald since, like, my late teens. I didn't finally start shaving my head until I was, like, 25. That was so much better. Then, like, I never did, like, the comb over kind of thing, but it was just, like, it was failing. It was bad. Mission control cam, yeah. Cue ball cam, yes, Herbert. Trouser fancy, the cue ball cam. It is rifleman. A cat's hearing is way beyond the frequency range of humans. They can hear things we don't. Same applies to dog. Their upper range is about 40 kilohertz, as opposed to us, which is, depending on your age, is what, 20? And I'm old, so I'm probably closer to like 17, 18, 19, who knows. I know your high end just fades as you go, which for me, that kind of works because I don't need a lot of high end shit in my music anyway. 20 kilohertz is the absolute max. I haven't taken a frequency test in a very long time. So I don't know. Alexa just went bing bong. Oh, I bet there's a delivery. That carpet tape might be here. Let me see. Let me turn my notifications on. May have to step out depending on where they put it. Delivered. Where was it delivered? Did you take a picture? It's on the front door. Let me go, take a moment. I'll put it back on mission control cam. I'm gonna go grab the package because stuff does disappear from my neighborhood. So if you'll give me one moment, please, I will be right back. What is the red button on your remote? Do you mean this button here? If you mean that one, that is the noise cancellation button. Ask Alexa to stream Use Gruff Dog on YouTube. Yeah. Well, I already opened it, but yeah, I got this. Oh, hold on. There. carpet tape from Amazon for the acoustic panels. Bong, for the 24 acoustic panels I got. They're kind of just sitting around the room right now, like uncompacting. Some of them haven't poofed out yet, so some of them I'm gonna have to, like, you can actually just get them wet, wring them out, and that poofs them out quicker. You just gotta wait for them to dry. But I got these for in here just to help out a little bit. Just the carpet tape I had, apparently I left it in the work van for too long and it was super sticky, nasty, and it is woofle time. Bing bong. People steal anything. Yeah, they fucking do. That's why I generally have stuff delivered to the Amazon locker. I don't know if you know what that is. It's like in front of the grocery store, they have a bunch of steel lockers and a little computer. You put a 6-digit code in and it unlocks lockers, and you can put your packages there so that they're locked up. Because after stuff started disappearing from the house, I had 2 packages stolen years ago. Started using the locker, and now stuff doesn't get stolen. But I had that sent here because I knew it would be able to come here today so that I could do the sound panels tonight. Or tomorrow, depending on what's going on. But let's shut up and let's start. Let's fix the camera. All right, here we go. Mark Gray says they have them there too. Are you in the States or are you in a different country? Here we go. Woofo! Alexa, lights out.
Okay.
See if that helps. Get a little higher too. Oh, look, can you? One more. Seems like the high woofles probably a little better. Ooh. Yeah, I think the higher, holding it higher like on the Statue of Liberty gives a better smoke ring. I think it's able to stay more concentrated on the way up. Woofoo. Virtua-woofles. Virtua-woofles. All right. And camera.
The Virtua-woofles. The Virtua-woofles.
Sorry, I gotta mess with that every once in a while. Because that is ridiculous. All that soot might cause electronic issues down the road. No, I've been cleaning in here pretty regularly. And I have the fan set to pull upwards to get the air out of this room and back into the hallway. So when the fan starts to circulate, it pulls a lot of that out. And I've just been cleaning the ceilings. I've been cleaning the ceilings a lot as well. Just because I'm like tired of seeing dust. Like this place was not cleaned for a few years for the most part. So I'm just making sure I can get rid of everything that's just nasty. I still got to frame in some of that wall up there too. Anyway. Sing Barbie Girl through the thing.
I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. So fantastic. I don't really know the words. No!
There you go. How's that? Oh, wait. Hold on. Here. Oh, actually, yeah.
I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Yay.
There you go. I know it's fantastic and then something else. Yeah, that's the Ken version of it. The Bigfoot version.
I'm a Bigfoot girl in a Bigfoot world. It's fantastic. Hairy-astic.
There we go. Hairy-astic. Happy plastic, it's fantastic. Is that the Barbie? Is that the Barbie version of it? Sounds like an Arby's commercial. Mr. Warwick, Scruff, thanks for tonight. I've enjoyed your company and the lovely audience. Lots of love to you all. Have a lovely Sunday. Rich. Don't forget, Clive might be streaming tomorrow. He'll see what's going on. I'm just filling in for tonight. And there's the microphone again. Phil in the kitchen almost had an accident. Excellent. Glad I could help you with that. More carby, less Barbie. The song said nothing about Kevin. Buy on iTunes. I could use a vape here. I'll go with this one. Ving Rames. Ving Rames. He's a good dude. Is he still around? I mean, after Radio Shack closed, you didn't really hear much from him. You know what I mean? Ving Rames. I even spelled his name right. Nice. American actor, 64 years old. All right, he's still doing his thing. Yeah, I know he's still the Arby's voice, yeah. Someone outside is revving a shit. We got a couple of, next door over here, we have a racist, hypocritical asshole, who has a 1932 Ford Deuce Coupe with a Chevy 350 in it and a 1943 Chevy Coupe, two-door coupe with a straight 6 in it. It's just a shame he's like 80 years old and he uses the excuse, well, I'm old, I'm not going to change and be nice to people. Like, that's the dumbest excuse I ever heard. I live next to Trump, basically. Yeah, he's a Trumper. And then over here we have this kid who, like, the best thing to happen to him was when the federal government started giving unemployed people more money during COVID. Never really understood that. But he buys hot rods all the time. Even during COVID, he was going through cars. Like, he'll buy cars from a dealership and they get, like, so a lot of times they'll get, like, apparently repoed. They just, like, disappear suddenly when there's tow trucks running around. So I don't know what's going on with that. And then there's another super Trumper that lives a couple streets up that has a bunch of classic Chevy pickup trucks. Like, there's a bunch of old cars around here, but most of them are douchebags. Never type your password while streaming. AI can crack the audio. I've heard that. And no, I would never. Actually, I have no reason to type passwords. But yeah, I've heard, like, they're getting ridiculous. Like, being able to starting to read data through the power spikes in your power supply. Like, it's getting a little ridiculous with that. Super Trumper. Yeah, I think this the dude that's over there, with all the classic Chevys, like, he's got like the Trump flags and all that shit, and it's like, you need to calm the fuck down. Oh, and he flies the Rebel, like the Southern, the old school Rebel flag. It's like, all right, like, it's not my style. Not my style. Electron box uses keep pass with the auto type. I just use Google password because, like, Google knows everything else about me, and I don't really see Google password getting hacked anytime soon. Not saying it won't happen, but, and it's conveniently built into everything I use. I tried using ExpressVPN's password keeper since I use ExpressVPN, but it was annoying to start over. And when I went to import everything, for some reason, it imported an old copy of my password list, and I cleaned out like a good 200 entries of stuff that didn't exist anymore and all that shit. D-Lock 2K says, flying the flags of losers. Yes, I highly agree with that. He needs to cool his tits. Yes, that is a good expression. I forget about that. Yeah, I do want to get a YubiKey. Right when I was thinking about getting a YubiKey is right when their latest USB-C offering came out. That was about a year and a half ago. So I kind of figured I'd let it sit for a second, but I do, kind of around Christmas season, or like Black Friday, I'm probably going to wait for a sale and I'll see what their latest offering is. But I would like to get a YubiKey for extra security. Bitwarden. I've heard of Bitwarden. I haven't really used Bitwarden, but I've heard of it. Yes, Kim, isn't the Confederate flag usually just plain white? Yeah. Just make passwords with different suffixes. Passwords so long only muscle memory knows them. And if you get into an accident, there will be no hope of recovery. Always type them 6 times. I have various passwords. I have one of my drives. The password is it's a phrase that I type in Leet, and it's probably 70 or 80 characters. But I have a drive that I like to keep secure for reasons. It's like financial stuff. It has its own dedicated bootable flash drive that's encrypted in Linux for accessing any of my financial shit. Raven Looney, all my passwords are 20 plus character random alphanumeric. My brain is fucking hell. My brain is good at remembering those because they are synesthetically color coded. Like, does your brain see different colors for different characters? Is that what you mean? Like, it associates it like that? Is that what you mean by that? No shit. All right. No, that's cool. I've like, that's not something that I associate, but that's a cool way to associate letters. Like, I could totally get that. Like, that means you could, like, almost look at a pattern on a wall and use that as a password. Like, does it get that in depth? Possibly. Like, that would be awesome. Try using muscle memory on a phone touchscreen. You know, on my touchscreen, if I have to actually manually type in the password, I generally don't really have to look at the screen. I do have enough muscle memory because I've had this phone for 2.5 years. So yeah, I actually do have a little bit of muscle memory when I'm typing on the phone and the keyboard too. I'm pretty good on the keyboard without having to look. Patrick Crennan says they also have a long Leet phrase for unlocking their password manager. Yeah, it's if you're gonna use something like that, that works for me. Everybody has their own version of leet speak, as it were, which also helps because nobody's is quite the same. It's all a little bit similar. I was hoping when I found out that the Samsung phones have the Dex desktop in them, I was hoping that like you'd be able to store things in that weren't accessible from the phone. But as far as I know, is that you can't. There's no different thing. It's just a different UI. But that would have been neat to be able to store stuff in the Samsung Dex part, the Dex, you know, the desktop environment that you wouldn't be able to get to from the phone. Because then I'd store financial stuff like that. Because then even if you stole my phone, if you didn't know to plug in the Dex to find whatever I had locked into that. But you can create files like Windows inside the S22, says Ed Bird. Okay, well, I have an S21 Plus, so that's not helping me. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing, man? Tell me how to get the aux motor out without draining all the hydraulic fluid. That's what we'll talk about tomorrow when I call your ass. Samsung used to Knox for that, says Mark Gray. Yeah, I guess it still has Knox on it. I don't know if I have it enabled or if that's something you disable or what. Chipmunk says, let's see, where's the first half of that? Chipmunk has several different base sequences. I have to have a shorter version for stupid sites. Stares at Amazon. Oh, okay. Like you have a base, like a couple base passwords and then various things on either side of it, I'm guessing. Osborne has to go, Betty Buys. Good night. Thank you for stopping by. Knox is on by default. Okay. Yeah, that's and then I'm sure it's on. I haven't changed anything on it. Actually, that's if you turn Knox off, doesn't that disable NFC on these phones too? But I know I have NFC. Like I don't use it, but I know it's enableable. Like it's not, you know, it's not blocked or anything. So I guess Knox is still running on this thing. Oh, let me turn notifications back off. But yeah, okay. How was your delivery? It was great. Notifications back off. Everything was awesome. Oh yeah, and just in case you didn't know, even if it's not the Christmas season or Prime Day or whatever, it does still help if you do this. Alexa, thank my driver.
Glad you enjoyed your most recent delivery. We'll share your thanks with your driver.
Like, that does actually count. And, like, you know what? Fuck it, man. They did a good job. They put it where I asked them to. Thank you. Anyway. Vera Crypt is cool. I've heard of that, but I've not looked into that. Knox used to be a separate environment. It used to be for, you used to use it for work home separation. See, that's kind of what I was looking for. I'll have to sort out what I can do with that, because I do have various, let's see. Oh, come on. Nice. Oh, good Lord. Sorry. I do have a few of, like different ones of these, like different brands, USB-C, and then it breaks out for HDMI and USB. You can charge with it, memory card slot, HDMI output, and that's what, you know, that'll get you into the Samsung Dex mode. But I have a couple of these I use Like I use one on my Intel Nook, so I can get a second for the second monitor is actually on an adapter similar to this. But I bought a couple specifically for the phone, just trying different ones out, and then I end up using them on computers anyway. And if NFC is in your pull-down menu, or possibly side swipe, depending on... Yeah, I know how to turn it on and off. I just didn't know if NFC was dependent on Knox being enabled or disabled. Jonathan Hughes is now driving through the San Joaquin Valley. Are you typing this while you're actually driving the vehicle? Or are you merely enjoying the view? Graham Shaw wants to know, am I the only one here that still keeps an encrypted spreadsheet for all their passwords? It works for me. It's not on some other gobshite's computer. I used to do something like that, and I have considered doing that again. But for now, I'm just pretty much just using Google Password Manager. My snake's name is Orihime. Mr. Egg Cake. Here, I'll type it out. She is a 16-year-old corn snake. She is standard red colored with, but she carries the buff gene, which means she has just a slightest little bit of like extra caramel coloring in her. And most of her kids instead of the lighter orange, had a much deeper tan-ish, brownish color with the red. Are you going to get the snake out for the camera? If she comes out, I will like grab her. Like if I see her coming out, but I don't want to bug her. Rifleman asks, baby snakes. Yes, when she was 3.5 years old, I bred her with my 4.5-year-old. I used to have a butter motley corn snake. He grew up, he ended up being about 7 feet long. He was like bright yellow caramel with caramel markings on him, with a slightly different pattern than like a standard pattern. And I bred them together and had a bunch of different, she had 26 eggs. 2 of them were egg bound, which means they got stuck. So I actually had to go in with a syringe and go in through her belly scales with a syringe and drain 2 of the eggs that got stuck. And then like she almost immediately passed them, but they got stuck in her, which isn't that unusual for a snake. Problem is, if you don't do anything, they can rot inside of her and she could die. So out of 26 eggs, she had 24 came out. Of those 24 eggs, 23 hatched. So I had 23 baby pencil-sized corn snakes. They all survived after that, and they were all just given away to friends and like on Craigslist and a couple to a pet store. And then I kept one of her daughters, and her daughter is actually her daughter passed away last year. Her daughter was 13 years, like 12, 13 years old. Who did you unleash the baby snakes on? Whoever wanted them. I had one of the baby snakes, actually, her name was Satana. Like, she just did not like me at all. Like, I would walk by the doorway to the room that they were in, and they were all in little Sterilite, like, shoebox containers, like plastic shoeboxes, like sized containers. And I'd just walk by the doorway, and you'd hear dunk, dunk, dunk against the side of the container, and she was striking at the container at me. Like, I would just walk by the room. She was just evil. And then she was one of the ones that I gave away off of Craigslist. And the woman that came over, like, she picked her up, and Satana was totally chill. I'm like, I guess she doesn't like dudes somehow or whatever. But I ended up talking to like a lot of the people I gave the snakes to. I ended up talking to them, and apparently Satana turned into like a little freaking teddy bear, buttercup, whatever. Just lovey-dovey snake. I guess just didn't like me. So, but nah, they were all cool. Everybody seemed to have a good time with them, and there's lots of them out there still, I'm sure. But she's a senior noodle. Not much of a danger noodle, just more of just a noodle. Oh yeah, all the different snakes, they all had different personalities. Rifleman. It is interesting when they're born, like as they're coming out of the eggs, which if you want to incubate the eggs, you like put them in vermiculite, keep them warm, like in a very humid environment. Like I had them in a tank that was in a tank full of water that was super humid. It was like, I kept it at the temperature that would make it an even split of male females, because like a couple degrees up, couple degrees down can change like how, if you're going to have a lot of males or a lot of females. Snakes usually like Paul T. Snakes usually like a spread of like her tank back there goes from 70 to 90, and there's 3 places to hide, so she can pick any temperature gradient she wants. Like if she's eating, she stays in the hot spots. If it's hot in here, she'll stay in the cool spots. Shit. Oh, individual personalities. Yeah, it's interesting when they're born, as they're coming out of the eggs, they tend to clump all the males on one side of the container and all the females on the other side, I guess through scent or whatever. So it's real easy to figure it out, because you can kind of tell by the tail shape if it's a male or female. I'm probably got this backwards. Let's see if I'm remembering right. The males have the longer tapered tail, and the females are slightly shorter tail. That might be backwards. It's been a long time since I've had the sex of snake, like determine the sex of a snake. But you can kind of tell by the way their tails taper off. So when they all clump together at babies, it's kind of easy to see. So all these tails are one way and all these tails are another way. So you get, it kind of helps you sort them out a little bit. And the older you get, then you can they have special probes that if you got to be super careful, you can actually probe in their vents, like their where their junk is, and see if they're male or female as well. Dobermans? I got savaged by a 6-week-old Doberman on Thursday. So much tongue action, says Chipmunk. Not sorry, Ronnie just ran by at about Mach 30. He's approaching warp speed. That's kind of just what he does. Oh, 7 o'clock. All right. I guess we'll do a double fist vape. Let's do a hey, why not? Hey, there we go. It's randomly on my screen. Let's do a toast to Simon Pegg. Sure. Funny guy, good movies, Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, World's End, UK comedian, funny guy. Let's toast to Simon Pegg for our 7 p.m. toast. Like, like at the pub, which is, grab a cornetto and have a beer. So cheers to Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. There we go. Cheers. I don't know what Simon's latest movie is. I don't pay attention to a lot of movies unless it's getting ready to come out on streaming, and then I will add it to my collection. Oh yeah, and he's great in Star Trek. The new series of Star Trek. He's awesome as Scotty. That's it. I like the new Star Trek series. I would like for them to continue it. I haven't watched the shows, but the movies were good. Simon Pegg is in Star Trek, yes. He's Scotty. Nick Frost is not in the new Star Trek. Well, let's see. We are approaching 3 hours. Why don't we give it till 7:15? So 13 more minutes, and then I will peace out. Grab some dinner, and then probably jump on Discord. Here, just in case you need it. Here are the Discords. Oh, let me put a little. Oh, no, space bar. There we go. Yeah, there we go. I am at a magic show in a mausoleum. I kid you not, says Lockwasher. That's a religious thing. Isn't most religion based on magic in some way, shape, or form at this point? Simon is in the J.J. Abrams movies. Yeah, the new Star Treks. That's Scotty. Ed Bird says religion is based on psychedelics. Some of them are, and I haven't really. God, when the hell was the last time I done some psychedelics? Boy, that has been a while. Kind of miss that. When is that going to get legalized? When can we, isn't mushrooms, legalized in a state or two, or getting ready to be? I wonder what that would be like. Legalized shrooms. Legalized LSD. All the shit you did when you're in high school that you can't find once you're an adult. Unless you really got to dig. You really got to go to some shady places sometimes to find the good stuff. Whereas if you're in high school, you just, say it out loud and 3 people have exactly what you're looking for. Paul Norman is off to get some sleep. The medication is kicking in. Good night. Thanks. Thank you. Have a good snooze, and maybe see you tomorrow if Clive does a stream. Christian Herald says, my religion is based on planet orbits and Kevin. Well, obviously, we definitely know that Kevin is a major part of your religion. Mine is mostly Zen Buddhism. Not really a religion, more of a psychology. But anyway. Now, Chipmunk says all drugs should be illegal with health warnings. I'm pretty good with that for the most part. Chipmunk, may I steal your linkage for the Discords? Sure. I think the links are fresh. You may have to check the technical family link. I That one might not be an infinite one. But if it works, it works. It might be a 30-day one. That's a week old or something. I already told you about the hooker, Christian. Appetizer, dumpster, fire, snake food, and bugs. Nile Blue has a new video out. What is Nile Blue, Mike Hanley? I am not familiar. Mal says, I found technical family links to be timed out a few times. Yeah, we're about to have to get on Discord and exchange infinite time links with each other so that we can post the same, everybody can post the same links on the various streams. What else do I have in this thing? Well, this one's from a movie that I watch a lot because it's fucking hilarious. Let's see. Put that there, that there, that over there. Is that there? I don't know. What's this do?
Did you listen to a word I said?
That one I gotta fix the volume on. It's kind of low. Ooh. Rifleman. Brown likes hemp, black likes coke, Orientals like opium, all racial biased. Pretty much. Chipmunk says, I am glad that the animosity between the discords is gone. Yes, that was... shit happens, but everything is groovy. And, like, we also, like, the link says, like, technical family, you go there, you exchange information, lots of technical people, great information, lots of activity and off-topic text, like, oops, sorry, live text. Yeah, like lots of people active in the text channels, whereas BCO, Big Clive, Discord is lots of technical people, lots of exchange of information, not a whole lot of live chat going on, like text chat, but in the evenings there's a lot of voice chat, and actually during the day there's usually a lot of voice chat going on too. So, like, really the only difference is one is a lot of people do a lot of text, and the other one, a lot of people do voice. And lately I've been trying to go in between the two just to hang out. Paul T says, do I do any impersonations? Not really. Like, I used to do, like, the Macho Man Slim Jim thing. I don't... Headphone users beware, because this is kind of a loud thing. Like, I don't know how good it actually is nowadays, but apparently it used to be pretty good. This might be kind of loud. So I'll... Fucking hell. Oh, yeah! Snap into a Slim Jim! Like, that's about as good as we'll get as an impression from me. Just because I used to think that commercial was fucking loud, funny as shit. When I was growing up, I watched a lot of WWE, whatever you want to call it. Camera, microphone. Jonathan Hughes says, it's good times in the bungalow. That is one of the voice channels in the Big Clive Discord. That's the, I think that's the one that's set up for the highest definition. Yeah, depending on how many nitro boosts you have. Christian says nothing as loud as, I'm guessing you mean nothing is as loud as Nicola? Is Macho Man like the Duff Beer Man from Simpsons? Yes. That's pretty much it. Mark Gray used to watch the WWE as well. Haven't watched in ages. I have not either, but apparently there's still a couple dudes from way back when I was younger that are still like hobbling around in that ring. I guess steroids does what it needs to do. Hackshaw Jim Duggan. Fuck yes. That dude was awesome, Jack Attack. Absolutely. Remember watching the old cage matches and Jake the Snake Roberts. Hell yeah. Slinging the python around. Graham Shaw definitely loves the WWF, the World Wildlife Foundation, which, just in case you didn't know, the reason we're saying WWF/WWE is because the World Wildlife Foundation, like the panda people, sued the World Wrestling Foundation, even though the World Wrestling Foundation, if I remember right, existed before the panda people, but apparently since they were panda people, they won the lawsuit. So they had to change from the World Wrestling Federation to World Wrestling Entertainment. Sing Macho Man.
Macho, macho, macho man. I'm gonna be the macho man.
How's that? Oh, this soundboard's pretty fucking cool. I can do some neat shit with this. I gotta definitely do something with the samples though, like get some like decent shit recorded in the samples. Oh god, that's what needs a headphone. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Ready for the pulse. Why does that sound so familiar as a specific reference, Paul T? You need a for fuck's sake Simon sound button. I could probably, yeah, that might be one of them. Blowing out the headphones. My bad, 404 not found. I'll, if I start going with that, I'll just have to back up a little bit more. Still learning the microphone there. Thank goodness I have volume control on my headphone, on my keyboard. Nearly woke up the neighborhood, says Mark Gray. Sorry about that. I'll work on the volume control there a little bit. I'll see how bad the playback is after the stream. Well, where are we here? We're at 7:14. Wow, okay. I guess we'll give it an extra couple minutes before I sign off. We'll do, I didn't give the warning. We'll do 7:20, so we'll do 6 more minutes and then I'll hop out of here. 404 not hound says, I have Bluetooth hearing aids that was injected directly into their brain. Well, I guess that means you'll be singing that for the rest of the evening then. Oh, shit. Well, how about, Stephen D. Brown, how about I end at 20 in 5 minutes on a Virtua-woofle? That way I can go pee. Oh, and next week, assuming Clive does not yet again do another stream, next week I'll probably have the thermal cam up and running and sorted out in OBS. With the new setup, now that I have everything situated, I'm going to try and find oops, sorry. I'm going to try and find a spot to put that so I can do the thermal cam as well. And I'll put that on the end of a USB cord so we can kind of look around. Like if the cats walk by, we'll see if we can like see them. I don't think, oh no, you won't be able to see, well, you might be able to see them through the glass depending on how close they are. But we can look around with the thermal cam with the infrared P2 Pro. I did have it working on the computer before I moved everything, so it shouldn't be a big deal. But we'll do that next Saturday, assuming, which I'm pretty sure, I'm guessing Clive will be busy again, because I'm sure Saturday's a big night there. Yeah, I go like Chipmunk, I'll point the camera at the cat bed for sure. Hopefully, like maybe I'll drop treats in it and get one of them to jump up into it, and we'll see if it'll go through. Because that is leaded, that is 3/8 thick leaded glass. So I don't know how much heat is going to come through it. But once I get the camera working, I'll just mess around with it, see what I can do. I mean, worst comes to worst, I can just hang it over the edge since there is an opening in the wall here. Alright, the woofle cam is ready. I'm going to do boneless wings tonight. I ordered pizza and boneless wings last night, so that I'd have kind of like live on leftovers for the weekend. I also have a little, just a shade of taco salad I'm going to eat after the stream first. Glass transmits IR. Interesting, says Graham Shaw. No IR will get through the glass. I think that's, is that more of a crystal thing? Well, I know crystal's like for UV. But what does IR pass through any type of glass or crystal? Leaded glass. How radioactive are the cats? It's not radioactive leaded. Oh, you mean, no, I mean the cats aren't that radioactive. No, that was the person who, that was part of, that was the bottom of the snake tank where they had the big heaters. So they decided to get lead, that's, you know, that's that heat treated and leaded, I forget what the word for it, I think it starts with a B, you know, like the high temperature extra durable glass that they also use on like I have that glass on my Ender 3 Pro 3D printer, I forget what they call it, but it's that glass with leaded, or yeah, there you go, thank you garbled loser, borosilicate, that's it. It's that glass with lead in it as well, just so that there would be no thermal issues. And since it's so big, it's just like that glass has been beat to death, moved from house to house to house, had stuff dropped on it, fallen over, and it just won't break. I ain't gonna try to break it, but it has tried to break itself, and it is very durable. It's so, I figured it'd be perfect for, I mean, if I'm going to have a big ass window that I don't want to accidentally break, might as well use the one that I've had for almost 15 years that has been almost broken, but it's like, meh, it's just got a couple scratches on it, that's it. But yeah, it's a great piece of glass. I guess we'll see if it passes any thermal. Maybe if the cats are like asleep against it, I mean, it'll warm the glass itself up. Borosilicate is Pyrex. Okay, I did not know that. I mean, that makes sense because Pyrex is durable as hell against everything. I have a couple of Pyrex baking, like casserole dish things. Oh, 7:19, 1 minute till the woofles and the not so awkward moments. There we go. So everybody, thank you for stopping by for the filler stream. There will probably be another one next week. And this Thursday is going to be a live drone stream with Mavis. It'll be at 3:05 instead of 4:05. So 1 hour earlier than normal time, just because I ain't hanging out at work for that fucking long, you know what I mean? So the Thursday, my Thursday stream will be at 3:05. And then Saturday stream will be at 4:05 unless Clive happens to be able to stream, and then we'll sort it out. So, Jonathan H., thank you for filling in. No problem. Thank you for stopping by. And let's switch. I'll switch views and I'll switch back for the final huzzah. Let's slide it on in. Zoom. And here we go. Let's go for the high woofle. Woo-hoo! And last one. 3, 2, 1. Oh, and I did forget to say during this stream that the ceiling, and everything around in that area has been treated with fireproofing agents, so that the only woofling will be from the woofle itself, and no other woofling, burning stuff allowed. And it is, I would assume, the same mixture that Clive uses of boric acid, borax, and water, and a spray bottle. All right, so I guess we'll call that a stream. Thank you for stopping by. I'm glad you also got to enjoy the much better audio. I'm going to mess with it. We'll see what we can do with it. I guess I'll come up with an intro. And we'll just rock it out from there. Well, yep. Thank you, Jack Attack. Let's do that. And Patrick and everybody. Hey, there you are. But yeah, thanks for stopping by. I will see you probably Thursday. Well, I'll see you Thursday no matter what. Even if Clive somehow does a 405, I'm going to start a 305. And I will see you probably Saturday. So thank everyone for stopping by. Cheers to you. Have a groovy weekend. Might see you tomorrow if Clive does a live stream. And have a good night, everybody. So, time for the not so awkward moment in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.